And so please describe to me what the aesthetic look is exactly.
Well, like this guy here.
Yeah. So we'll go ahead and bring
Oh wow, you really have to come in here?
like this guy here.
Is this
No,
is this really happening? He met the other guy behind you, bro. Like I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm right into that bad boy.
You can stay right there, behind the camera, behind the camera. No, see now that you got me jealous now.
That's okay.
That's not
no,
fair.
but you're more in the category like Luther Rickner, Arnold. Name?
My man. Yeah. Arnold Ferrigno. Huh?
Okay.
Aesthetic. That's great, partner. You two ever go outplace everything in its proper place?
That does not make sense, but we usually do go, we head to Kroger's and we work.
Oh, yeah. I've got a lady waiting for me back home also. She has the most beautiful scrotum. Oh, God. And when she sings, she sounds just like a puppy dog. How do you nail a photo?
Just gotta get in the mode. You gotta talk with your eyes.
Talk with your eyes.
Talk with your eyes. You
Okay,
gotta
so
have the eyes
can
first.
you show me a little bit of something, like to this camera? I would love to know how to do this. I just want to know.
Well,
How
I
do you do it?
mean,
Teach
the
me
smile,
something.
You can get the sexy eyes. Then you gotta get the smile going on some shoes. But
Wait, hold up.
You got.
I gotta
when it's
try
time,
this with you.
when it's
Hold
time
on.
to laugh,
I gotta try this
you gotta
with
think
you.
of something funny and start laughing.
Do it again. Do it again. How do you do it? Teach me.
Sexy eyes.
The sexy eye.
This is sexy eyes right here.
Smizing?
Smile.
So you're smizing.
Smile.
Okay.
And then you gotta get the.
No, I look like I need to take a poop or something.
Wish words were like little toy guns. No sting, no hurt, no one, just a bang, bang. Right?
Is that it?
Yeah, it's something like that. Just a bang,
Toy
bang,
guns.
rolling off your tongue.
Toy guns.
It's no smoke, no
Bang, bang.
bullets.
Water guns. All right.
I just saw it. It makes me laugh.
Pascal, you are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild, Haitian in the building, so original. Got the haters catching feelings. Get your hands up to the ceiling and keep them held high. Cause St. Louis isn't ready. Forget about it, goodbye. Hold up, we just saying hi. Five somebody, rise up. Weekdays, catch us live. Somebody, let's go.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Pascal Show. Yes. 'Tis Thursday. I hope you guys are having a thrilling and thriving Thursday today. It is beautiful outside right now. I hope everybody is staying safe, staying healthy, staying clean, COVID-free, if you will. Woo! Because that COVID's out there, y'all. I'm just going to let you know. It is out there. It is out there. People are getting it. People are catching it. It is nuts, so please be safe out there. It is no joke right now. Unfortunately, today is going to be a little bit of a shorter show today. I got a few things I have to personally take care of today, but we definitely want to still be able to knock out some of the news and some of the things that are going on in the world right now. There's a lot of interesting information that's going down. A lot of businesses that are filing for bankruptcy. Shoot, man, there's just a lot of different things going on. So if this is your first time checking out this show, please go hit that subscribe button down below on our channel. Of course, if you're watching this feed, hit that like button down below. That would really mean a lot as well. We got our brothers, Jackie and Tommy Boy. What's a guan, fellas?
Hey.
What up?
How y'all doing?
Next day after your birthday day.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. You know, I didn't get to say that. Real quick, everybody, as the day went on, I got a flood of messages, emails, text messages, phone calls. Man, it really meant a lot, the amount of love and happy birthdays that I got over yesterday. It was really, really wonderful. And I have to say thank you, everybody, for your support and love. It really meant a lot. I went and did some dinner. I kept it very simple. It was nice. It was nice and chill. Got to be around some people that I love on a patio outside in the open air so that everybody could stay safe. And yeah, it was really great. It was really, really great. So yes, happy belated birthday to me, I guess.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That was a good day.
How was your nights, guys?
Pretty uneventful. I sat there thinking about you and how old you are. And it's pretty straightforward. I mean, we just did some work, ate some dinner, hung out with the kids and the wife, and then we went to bed.
That's what's up.
Yeah, pretty straightforward. Sometimes I stay up late and do extra work, but I was exhausted yesterday, so
I feel you.
Yeah, got some sleep, which was good.
That's good.
Tom was busy growing his beard.
Yes, he's making it again. He's doing it again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's like, oop.
It's getting an encore.
He's like, I made a mistake. I should have kept that on there. Damn.
Well, that's
Damn.
exactly what happened. I was trying to trim it up, but you can't get clippers anymore. I mean, you go on YouTube or on Amazon or anything like that, it's really tough to find good clippers.
Yeah.
Try find wall clippers right now. You can't find them. So I was trying to clean it up with some scissors a few weeks ago. I screwed it up. So it was entirely an accident that my beard disappeared. But It's coming back. It's coming back pretty quickly this time.
Really? So I didn't know that. I thought you made a mental decision. Like you made a decision to say, zoop, and just cut it off. You're like, it's
I think at
summer,
the
it's
moment I
hot.
might have lied about it and said that's what happened, but really
Facts.
I just screwed up my beard.
That's funny as hell.
Yeah.
That's why Pascal has a chin strap instead of a full beard. It just, you go one side down, and then you're like, it's not even. You go the other side down, it's not even. All of a sudden, it's just all gone.
Yeah, it was back here where I was trying to get it. I was trying to clean it up back here, and all of a sudden it was like over the jawline, and I'm like, that's not gonna work.
That would be really funny. I'd be like, all right, are you trying to get together and put together a Naughty by Nature or like a Color Me Bad cover band or something like that with that chin strap, Tom? That would have been hilarious. I would have paid to see that.
Matthew Broderick had that neck beard going on?
I don't. Can you bring up a picture of that? I'd love to
I'll
see.
put it up behind me.
Matthew Broderick had a neck beard.
Had like throat stuff going on or something.
That's something I don't know. That's something I've never heard of that. A neck
I'm gonna
beard.
find it.
You know what I mean?
I'll find it. I'll put it up at a random time. So just wait for it.
I'll be holding my breath.
Okay.
We'll all be holding our breath. With in suspense. So anyway, we got to jump into some of these conversations, some of the things that are going on in the world. So I'm going to throw it over to Tom. Let's talk about these these companies that are going bankrupt. I'm understanding like Chuck E. Cheese. I mean, a place, where kids can go and have fun. Chuck E. Cheese. GNC apparently is going to be filing for bankruptcy, Chapter 11. Man, we got to talk about that. Tommy boy, what's good?
Yeah, Chuck E. Cheese parent company CEC Entertainment said Thursday it has filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection for venue closures stemming from the coronavirus pandemic. The company says it plans to continue reopening its stores, but is seeking Chapter 11 bankruptcy with same-store sales have been falling 21.9% since the first quarter.
Wow.
So, yeah. Chuck E. Cheese is getting hit pretty hard.
Chuck E. Cheese is getting hit hard, and then GNC, I thought people still need protein. I don't get it.
Yeah, GNC is getting hit hard even worse. They're filing for Chapter 11. They're filing for bankruptcy, and they have plans to close at least 800 to 1,200 stores. So, and possibly sell the company itself. So, yeah.
And that's interesting because, I guess nobody was going out actually into the stores. And they probably weren't considered essential. Maybe they were, but that's pretty interesting to think that, I thought they would just go maybe all online. But maybe they have too much competition online.
Yeah, that could be. I'm seeing here that GNC has been trying to reduce its nearly $900 million debt load amid falling sales.
Holy crap.
At its brick and mortar stores. So there.
900 million, you said?
Yeah, 900 million. They're $900 million in debt.
Damn.
And
That's
about
crazy.
2,100 to 1,100 of their employees are currently furloughed.
Yeah, I would assume. But then it's like when you get back, say that everything goes back to normal, right? To a certain extent. I don't think we'll ever go back to what it used to be. But imagine us going back, and it's like, who goes to GN? I don't know. I feel like everyone goes to Supplement Superstore now, or they buy everything online. So I feel bad for any person that works at GNC. One of my first jobs was GNC.
Really?
Yeah, it sucked. It was terrible. It was terrible. It's commission based. That's why whenever you walk in and they go, "You want a membership? You want a membership? You want to sign up for one of the gold cards, GNC gold cards, or do you want a multivitamin?" If they push multivitamin in your face, it's because they make commission off of selling as much multivitamins as they can, and giving you or having you sign up for as many gold cards, GNC gold card memberships as they can, as much as possible. So it's like no matter what, like you're sitting there, like that's why you see those guys like following you around when you walk into that store. They're like, "What do you need?" And it's like, "Man, I'm just here for protein. I already know what I need, man. I'm here for protein powder. Get out of my face. Like, I just need to get this ish. Just get out of my face, man. Like, I'm good. I'm good. Damn. That's kind of what happens.
So like...
It's kind of like that. They just get in your face, and you're like, man, I just came in for I'm just here for the chocolate protein powder, and that's all I need. No, I don't need a vitamin, a multivitamin. No, I don't need to sign up for the card. No, I don't. And they just, because they have to just push that because they're making commission off of every single thing that they sell in that store. So even if you walk in and you're like, I already know I want this bottle of water. Like, that's all I want. They're making commission off of that. You see what I'm saying? I mean, it's small percentages. I mean, it's nothing. It's pennies on a dollar. But that's why a lot of these dudes will, like, as soon as you walk in, they're like in your face. You know what I'm saying? Notice that when you go to, like, just take a look. Like, anytime you go to a specific store, and the salesman or the clerk or whatever you want to call them is like really, really extra in your face, they're commission. They're commission based. That's the only reason why they'll go, oh, which size are you looking for? You know what I'm saying? They're trying to get that deal. They're trying to get that commission. You know, it's hilarious. So for me, and I was one of those guys at one point with GNC. You know, I don't recommend it. I feel bad.
Those numbers.
Yeah, you know, or, you know, like supplement superstores, the same thing. You know, you walk in, it's like, what do you need? It's like, whoa, hey, man, I'm just here to get some protein powder, man. Damn. Just let a man walk in, grab a bag, put it here, swoop, leave, put it in the bag, and let me go home. Like, that's it. I don't need all this other stuff. And they'll be like, hey, let's break down your whole, what's your diet like? And what are you going to be doing? And, oh, you should try these pills. You know what I mean? You should try this other stuff. It's like, come on, man. I'm just here for one thing, bruh. And one thing only.
$1,000 later.
Yeah, it's like, like 30 minutes later, and you still walk out with just the bag of protein. You see what I'm saying? It's like, damn, just leave me alone. And that's what happens when you walk into those spots. So for them to say that they are filing bankruptcy, I'm not sitting here saying it's a blessing. I'm just saying I could live with just ordering things online from this point on, because that stuff it's overwhelming. It's too much. You know what I'm saying? You go into Schnucks, you go into a grocery store, right? You go into that grocery store, you get what you need, you go to the self-checkout lane because you don't want to talk to nobodies. You see what I'm saying? Like, if you go in there for a loaf of bread, you just want to go in for a loaf of bread. You don't want all this other stuff. You don't need somebody coming up and, you want some onions? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like, I just want some bread. Damn. That's kind of what it's like. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Great Clips is like that. I don't know when the last time anybody
God.
went to Great Clips. I haven't been in a while. But every time I go to Great Clips, I'm getting my hair cut, and I'll be having like a nice, genuine conversation with the person cutting my hair. And then out of nowhere, they'll be like, so what kind of shampoo do you use? Oh, we have a tea tree oil extract shampoo that'll help with your hairline. And it's like, oh, we were talking about like our nieces and nephews and like what we're doing. And like, now it's just turned into a money exchange. Yeah. It just kills it every time.
It's funny because ain't nobody go to Great Clips, bruh. Sorry.
It's right by my house. I don't care.
It's a $5 haircut for real.
You can tell. I haven't got
black
my
people
haircut since March.
No black people go to Great Clips. I'm just letting you know. I think there was one time when I was a kid, Great Clips. Quick story. My barber, my usual barber when I was a kid, because when it's kind of like you're imprinted with your barber, all right? Mm-hmm. With black kids or black people, when you find your barber, you are with them for life, unless something happens. You know what I'm saying? This particular barber I had when I was a kid was out of town at this point, and I really needed to get a haircut. I mean, it was getting wild. Quarantine, apparently. So my mom decides, oh, it'll be fine. Let's go to Great Clips. So we go to Great Clips. And I sit down, they put me in the seat, and I kid you not, the woman looks at my head, like examines it. She's just like, she motions another girl over. They both look at my head. I'm not kidding you. They both look at my head and they're like, honey, what number clipper do you use? And I'm like, I don't freaking know. I don't know. They're like, do you use a 2 or a 1? I'm like, I don't know what that even means. Like, I'm here to just get a haircut, bruh. That's all I needs. And so what happens is this girl ends up cutting my hair, but instead she does this, like, oh my God. It looked like, you know, like when you go and you, when you see somebody who does landscaping and they mow the lawn so beautifully that there's like stripes in the lawn.
Right. Oh yeah.
That's pretty much what my hair looked like. But it was like thick and thin, and then thick and then thin and then thick. Like there was just layers. It was all jacked up. So jacked up that I was like, nah. See, this is the reason why black people do not go to Great Clips ever, because they don't know anything over there. I'm dead ass. Like you just don't ever do that. Real talk. Just don't do it. You'll thank me later.
Well, here's the thing.
Great Clips viewers.
Yeah. Here's the thing. I'm not a gambler. I don't go to casinos. I go to Great Clips. That's the way I roll the dice. It's like I might walk out of here looking like a complete horse's ass.
Yes.
But it's the same thrill.
You're like, blow on the dice, blow on the dice. Yeah, baby.
On, hairline.
Snake eyes.
Yeah. This might take a couple of days to kind of even out and not look ridiculous. It's that thing.
I'm done. But anyway, obviously we digressed super hard, but I'm just so much for just tapping on the conversation and moving on. But anyway, going back to GNC, it's terrible that they're going bye-bye, but it is what it is. GNC, Great Clips. People, if you have a black kid, don't take them to Great Clips. Trust me, they don't know what the hell they're doing. Unless they started a woke program for all the for all the people that want to have, you know, the education on how to cut a black kid's hair. But that was traumatic as all get out. And I had to wear a hoodie. Like I literally had a hoodie over my head for like 3 days until I found another barber that could actually fix the monstrosity that was going on my head. Like this looked like Dennis Rodman's haircut without the dye. There you go.
Last time I went to a Great Clips was in Bloomington, Indiana, when I was in college, and I literally left with bangs.
Only bangs?
So they were cutting my hair, and like all of a sudden they were cutting the front, and yeah, just an eyebrow of bangs up at the top, Tom. No,
I didn't know if you had an emo phase. I don't know.
No,
Exactly.
No. But I was like, yeah, Great Clips is they're not that great.
They're terrible. Like I said, don't do it, guys. Don't do it. Just don't do it. You'll thank us later. Like in other words, when you had the bangs, like you just had one big eyelash on your head.
It kind of like, yeah, and it wasn't long enough to like everything else could be spiked up, but like the front was so short that like it was just like a little trim of hair that went around like on the top of my forehead.
Oh my God.
It was horrible. I just shaved my head. So yeah.
Oh, that's so bad. That's really
She's
bad.
sitting there like talking with the other girl and just like completely distracted. And then they gave me hair gel, right? And I didn't realize what type of hair gel. Like I bought hair gel. Like, oh yeah, you want some hair gel to spike your hair up? I was like, sure. And they gave me hair gel. It was actually African American styled hair gel, like wax.
Oh, it was the pomade, baby. They gave you pomade.
It was like straight wax.
What?
Yeah.
See, that's what I'm saying. Great Clips, baby. Oh, Great Clips. Must you be like that? Oh my God. Why you gotta do me like that? Like that's terrible. That's really bad, man. That's really, really bad. Anyway. Good morning, everybody. Everybody who's tuning in, all that. Thank you so much for being on the show today. Good morning, Queen. Good morning, Stephen. Good morning, Debbie. Good morning, James. Good morning. I think I said everybody that I saw so far.
Got Queen on there?
Mr. Super. I already said Queen. Saw Stephen. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Angel. Yes, good morning, Angel, as well. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. What else is going on? Unfortunately, today's show is going to be a little bit shorter than usual, but we're going to try to give you the hits today. Nothing but the hits. So what's going on in the world? What else is going on, my brother?
Yeah, the Republican bill to rein in police misconduct.
We're jumping right in, huh?
In the Senate.
We're jumping right into that, aren't we? Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go into detail.
It's a short show.
Short show, so let's dive on in. The Democrats are rejecting the police reform bill. Let's go into detail about that.
Yeah, Democrats denounced the measure is irrevocably flawed. And they defeated the Republican push by a final vote of 55 to 45, short of the 60 votes needed. Democrats have their own plan that they're putting together in the House that's co-authored by Kamala Harris, and they're hoping for a more bipartisan bill. This was just a Republican bill. And some of the contentions over it revolved around the Republican bill relied on incentives to affect reforms and seek data collection on issues such as no-knock warrants. The Democrats want mandatory changes. I guess the Democrats are more wanting strict guidelines put in place to make sure that these things don't happen again. And I guess their bill would be more punitive, whereas the Republican bill relies on incentives for good conduct. The Republicans also want to keep. The Democrats want to take away the immunity police have based on if a policeman shoots or abuses someone that they're taking in. Democrats want to make it so that police officer, that individual, can be sued. Mm-hmm. Republicans don't want police officers to be sued for misconduct as individuals. They can sue the department, they can't sue the individual. Democrats want to make it so that you can sue the individual cop for damages.
And the Republicans are not wanting that to happen.
That's correct.
Okay, gotcha. Now, can I, if you don't mind me interjecting really quick, because I know that I'm assuming that there's more to say. So then, what did Trump actually sign live? Like when he was out there, what was he signing?
That was his executive order.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's different from any of the legislation. So yeah, that was just kind of a broad executive order on police.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm Googling this.
Oh,
this
no,
happened
you're
2
good.
weeks ago. This stuff happens every day, man.
No. You just stopped in mid-sentence, so I was like, oh. I was like, what happened here?
No, I'm not an encyclopedia. What am I, Tim Russert over here? Come on.
No,
this happened 2 weeks ago. God's sake.
No, hold up. Pause. You just stopped mid-sentence, okay? So it is all good. I'm going to read one of these comments real quick. While you can have some time to drink your water and look up some stuff or not. Steven says, I'm torn on this issue. On the one hand, I don't want things done as they typically don't fix later. So rejected if it's not right. On the other hand, things may never get done. Doesn't psychology tell us that rewarding is more effective than punishment? What do you guys think on that?
That's I don't know. I mean, right. The other hand, we never get done. I mean, having a qualified immunity, for the individual. I mean, I think it is a scapegoat almost. It's like allowing the individual, if they are an intent on going and causing harm, and if they are, let's say that we're correct in assuming that there's white supremacists that are in the police force, and if they're going to go out and intentionally do something to somebody, and then they can do it and then not have to worry about being, fully, I guess, if they have this immunity that potentially is there for misconduct.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I understand if someone were to make a mistake and wasn't intentional and they didn't have that plan to do it. I just don't know. I mean, it's being a police officer has got to be hard, but I think that if you tell somebody that they're going to be held personally accountable, I think that they're going to, pay attention to their actions a little bit more.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and I think that's the big point is that, but the Republicans see it as a poison pill, saying that, if it's included in the bill, they're not going to vote for it.
Right.
I don't know. I mean, wouldn't you rather see an individual that goes out, just like at any other job, if, an employee at some other place were to poison your food, you're not only going to sue the restaurant, you're going to sue the employee, right?
Yeah.
And they don't get qualified immunity. I mean, why should it just be one? Why should the group of people that have guns and batons and other lethal means of being able to hurt people be the people that have the immunity?
Yeah. I personally think that if it was, I think that if a cop is liable to get sued individually, like, personally, as well as the department, that would make the department and the person, the actual cop, want to work that much more towards being like walking the line as much as possible. Like you were just saying about the person who's cooking the food in the restaurant. I mean, that person, if somebody gets poisoned, gets food poisoning from the actual cook that poisoned the food, I feel like that would make the restaurant and the person want to work that much harder on not trying to poison people. You see what I'm saying? Because then you're getting doubly sued. You're getting, that's 2 smacks in the face rather than just 1 smack. You see what I'm saying? So I could see that being more beneficial in my personal opinion, because then every single person is held accountable for that particular situation rather than just the department.
Right.
Rather than just the entire department. That I think is a good thing that they're trying to move for that. Tom, what do you think?
I mean, I think that it would be. I'm of course more on line with the Democrats. Yeah, I mean, I think there should be strict standards for it. I don't think the incentive program is going to work. But we'll see. I did find some information about what Trump signed as the executive order.
Sure.
Yeah, it was basically looking to create a database of police officers with history of complaints filed against them for excessive force. And also, let's see. I mean, that was the big part of it, really. And then to incentivize other police officers to root out misconduct. But again, it doesn't go to any sort of punitive measure for it. It all, goes on incentives.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And it's interesting on the bill that it's called the Justice. The Republicans' bill is called the Republicans Justice Act. And then the Democrats have a bill called the Justice and Policing Act. But the Republicans didn't bring it to the committee for any type of, talks beforehand. They just brought it straight to the floor for voting. So they try to just even avoid having, input from the other side. And obviously now that's why it got voted down and is going to go back for input. But it looks like the Democrats' bill was going to be passed in the where did I see that? It looks like it was going to be passed on to be voted on as well, and it's whether or not that one will be voted on or if they're going to come up with a compromise. So I guess we'll see. But either that or it's going to be dropped altogether. And then I don't think that people will take that as I don't think people are going to stop wanting for a bill to be passed.
Oh, I mean, it's not going to stop for sure. I mean, they're going to go. I'm sure this is going to go back and forth for a while until they find the right mix or the right balance. So they're going to be fighting about this for a while. I mean, obviously, there's a lot of things that the Republicans want to keep, but then there's a lot of things that that Democrats want to change. So I'm actually happy that they rejected the bill solely because they want to get it right.
Right.
And also the other thing is on top of it, I just don't think that, I don't want them to, I wouldn't want it to be like, oh, okay, the reform, they just changed the bill. Okay, let's sign it. It's cool. No, like they really want to go through it with a fine tooth comb and make this fully 110% foolproof, so that hopefully they don't have to go back to this and do another reform, next year. You see what I'm saying? So I'm actually happy that I'm happy that they rejected it, and they just need to, like I said, come to find a happy balance between both parties. So that's good. That is very, very good. What else is going on? Now, I understand going into some entertainment news real quick. Kristen Bell has been in the news recently because she is dropping out of voicing a biracial character on a Apple TV show called Central Park. And there's I guess there's a little bit of like push and pull, a little bit of people are kind of in their feelings about this particular situation, given the fact that the character, there was a lot of backlash when she was cast as the character, voicing this biracial cartoon character. But then, as she, of course, now because of the climate in which that we're in, she bowed out of voicing this particular character. And I think it's interesting that there's a big problem with her voicing a biracial character. I find that a little weird because why such the big deal? It's not like she's voicing a black character. She's voicing a biracial character. So it could be voiced by a black person or it could be voiced by a white person. That's what I personally think, Now, I know that probably you guys haven't really heard about this story, fellas, but apparently there was a lot of people really upset with her even voicing the character, which is a character who's supposed to be half black and half white, biracial. So if she did voice it, it's still half true, if you will. What do you guys think?
Yeah, let me read what she wrote here in response to it.
Yeah, sure.
And what the Central Park group wrote about it, and said Kristen Bell is an extraordinarily talented actress who joined the cast of Central Park from nearly the first day of the show's development, before there was even a character for her to play. And she has since delivered a funny, heartfelt, and beautiful performance. But after reflection, Kristen, along with the entire creative team, recognized that the casting the character of Molly is an opportunity to get representation right, to cast a black or mixed race actress and give Molly a voice that resonates with all the nuance and experience of the character as well as we've drawn her. Kristen will continue to be a part of the show in a new role. We'll find a new actress to lend her voice to Molly. We profoundly regret that we might have contributed to anyone's feeling of exclusion or erasure. Black people and people of color have worked and will continue to work on Central Park, but we can do better. We're committed to creating opportunities for people of color and black people in all roles on all of our projects, behind the mic, in the writer's room, in production, and post-production. Animation will be stronger for having as many voices, experiences, and perspectives as we can possibly bring into the industry. Our shop and our show will be better for respecting the nuances and complexity around the issue representation and trying to get it right. So, it's interesting because she doesn't have that perspective, right? She doesn't have the perspective of a biracial person. So I think that filling that role is going to give it a little bit of a different, character voice. I think it's a good idea that they redo it, and especially, if she's part of the show beforehand, and if they're going to place her in that role, but now they're going to create a new one for her. So it doesn't seem like she's at a loss.
Yeah,
and I think that she's making the right move.
Right. I mean, of course, I see that. Tom, did you want to say something?
No.
Oh, okay. I see the point. I see the reason, but at the same time, I keep going, well, I don't know. I don't know. To me, it just seems a little, extra. That's just what I think. I mean, if it was, like I said, if it was a black character, that'd be another conversation. right? But it's a biracial character. Now, I understand that she's not biracial, but at the same time, like I said, it's up for debate. You see what I'm saying? It's there, and I see where you're coming from, Jack. Like, I absolutely see where you're coming from, 110%. But I kind of feel like it's a biracial character that could be played by a black actress or a white actress or a biracial actress. Because here's the thing. So then if she leaves, right, she left the character. So if they give it to a black actress, that's okay? Or are they going to make sure that it's a biracial voice, biracial character, biracial actress playing that part? You see what I'm saying? If it can't be her and it can't be, then it can't be black either. If she can't be white, it can't be voiced by a white character. It can't be voiced by a black character either. That wouldn't make any sense. It would have to, most definitely, they would have to hire a biracial actress to voice that, you know?
Yeah. I'm sure there's voice actors out there that are biracial.
Oh,
so,
hell yeah.
I mean, they need work too.
There's plenty.
And,
there's plenty.
you know?
There's plenty of people out there that could voice it. I'm just saying. It's just, I find it interesting. That's all. Like I said, if it was a black character, that'd be one thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but it's biracial, so it's kind of like it's an even plane, in my personal opinion. But I could see what I mean, I see their angle. I definitely see their angle. You know,
I can see where voice actors too. I mean, they play all kinds of different characters.
Absolutely.
And, I mean, if it's done respectfully, I don't necessarily think it's like a cardinal sin to voice someone of a different race. I mean, if it's like Apu on The Simpsons, then yeah, it's kind of disrespectful. But you know, I mean, there have been, you know, I'm sure there have been black voice actors that have voiced white characters that have been great. I'm sure there are white actors that have voiced black characters that have been great. I mean, I think for voice actors, that's part of the playful fun of it, is playing somebody that's, you know, not you, is getting into a different character through their voice. I mean, obviously that's not, you know, it's not really that acceptable. And, you know, it's becoming less and less acceptable. But, yeah, it's I don't know what to make of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, most definitely, you know, up for discussion for sure. You know, I think there's no wrong answer in regards to this. You know, it's a biracial character. There's no wrong. I just feel like there's no wrong answer to it personally. Right. But yes, Kristen Bell is fantastic. She's a very talented girl, very, very talented woman. And I'm glad that she's not gone from the show and that they're giving her a different character, which is great. Hopefully that person's white. I'm kidding. Of course it is. But I'm just saying, you know, it's just funny that that's a thing.
Yeah.
That is
talking animals be voiced by animals.
See what I'm saying? Like, then it's like, what about the giraffe though? The giraffe needs to be heard. Like, the giraffe voice needs to be heard. Like, what do you do? You know? What do you do? What do you do? But anyway, I digress. Now, there's another thing that's going on. Gone with the Wind is back. It's back on HBO Max, but there is a panel discussion that is added to the actual movie itself. One of you guys has the story. Speak on it, guys.
So the Gone with the Wind has returned to the U.S. streaming service HBO Max. But now it has a disclaimer saying the classic film denies the horrors of slavery. The 1939 Civil War epic was removed from the service following the criticism of racist depictions earlier this month. And John Ridley, the Oscar-winning screenwriter from 12 Years a Slave, argued for it to be temporarily taken down to its portrayal of the pre-war South.
Yes.
He said that a film that, when it is not ignoring the horrors of slavery, pauses only to perpetuate some of the most painful stereotypes in people of color. HBO responded to that saying, these racist depictions were wrong then and are wrong today. And we felt that to keep this title up without an explanation and denouncement of those depictions would be irresponsible. So now it has 2 videos that go along with it discussing its historical context. One clip features TV host and film scholar Jacqueline Stewart, who acknowledges Gone with the Wind as one of the most enduring popular films of all time, but notes that its depiction of African American people was a controversial even at release. And then producer David O. Selznick was well aware that black audiences were deeply concerned about the film's handling of the topic of slavery and its treatment of black characters. So it is now, he said, Stewart said, Gone with the Wind instead presents the antebellum South as a world of grace and beauty without acknowledging the brutalities of a system of chattel slavery upon which the world is based. So the film's treatment of the world through a lens of nostalgia denies the horrors of slavery as well as its legacies of racial inequality. There's a second video that goes, it's an hour-long panel discussion debating Gone with the Wind's complicated legacy. So, you know, they've added a whole bunch of, you know, context to it, which I think is really good. You know, it gives people, you know, because I guess the film itself doesn't really address slavery in it. You see depictions of people in the film that are clearly like slaves, but they don't talk about the brutality behind the slavery.
Yeah.
But it just is showing a world where it existed, but it doesn't talk about it at all. So it's being talked about in depth.
Huh.
Now, how many people do you think are going to watch it?
I mean,
or just skip the two other videos and just watch the film.
That's what I think. I mean, let me keep it straight funky with you. I mean, the same amount of people that are going to watch Gone with the Wind are the same amount of people that were watching Gone with the Wind. That's it. I don't think it's going to change anything. Just because they did a panel before or after or during, or you know, there's an intermission panel or whatever. I mean, yes, it's I appreciate it personally. I appreciate that that's there. I appreciate that that's real, but I don't know. Why didn't they do this before? You see what I'm saying? Like, why now? Like, I keep saying that. I know that I sound like a broken record a lot, and it's like, why now? Like, you know, it didn't happen before, so why now? You know, and so I feel like it's a little extra just because of what we're at right now. But I'll say this, though. I do appreciate it. I think it's nice that we have that, but I don't think it's I don't know. I just don't think it's something that you need to have before or during or in the stream. Maybe it's on a second thing, you know what I'm saying? Hosted by Oprah, you know, a separate entity where, you know, where you talk about the issues within the movie and all that. You see what I'm saying? Rather than it being like, you know, before you watch this movie, we need to talk about this one thing. It's called slavery.
Right.
Black people are depicted terribly in this movie. What did you say? What were you saying?
And you can't fast forward through it to watch the movie. It's mandatory viewing before you watch the movie. I don't think it is, but yeah, I could see this maybe being played in grade schools and high schools, and then having that, you know, the two other videos ahead of it, you know, before people watch it.
Yeah.
And then that way it gives a context and educates people on it. But I don't think people are gonna be sitting down at HBO Max and sitting there and watching the extra hour. Some people will, but not all the people that are going to watch the movie.
I mean, here it is, man. I mean, everybody's already knows slavery's bad. Everybody knows, like, if you live in this era, if you are part of this reality that we live in right now, I mean, if you are part of 2020, you already know that slavery is terrible. You already know that slavery was bad. You already know that the movie is depicting, it's a timepiece. It's a period piece. You already know that stuff. You see what I'm saying? So having that piece in there is like I agree with you, Jack. High school, grade school, if they're actually watching that movie in grade school, but you know what I'm saying. High school, a college piece, like, I get that, but like I said, it's like if somebody really wants to watch Gone with the Wind, they're gonna watch Gone with the Wind. But I don't think people are going out of their way going, you know, just feel like watching some antebellum South and just seeing some slavery right now. What's that good movie? Frankly, dear, I don't give a damn. What is it? Oh, Gone with the Wind. Man, I haven't seen that joint in a minute. Yeah, baby. Pull out the popcorn, baby. Nah, not really. People aren't really doing that. You know what I'm saying? If they really want to watch it, they're going to go watch it. They're just going to fast forward through an hour of whatever content is in the beginning or the end of the movie. You know what I'm saying? So to me, it's like it is appreciated, but why now? Do it as a separate piece and call it a day. Like I said, They should have put Oprah on that piece. She would have rocked the hell out of it. People will watch it. You know, it's a nice reminder of things. But like I said, people who are going to be tuning in and watching that movie already know about slavery.
Right.
I would hope. I would really hope. Okay, unless they've been sleeping in a cave all this time. You know.
Right.
So
good luck getting anybody under 20 to watch a black and white film too.
Yeah, right.
Facts. Actually, it's colored though.
Is it now?
That's not a good word to use right now in this context.
Colorized.
I can say that, you can't.
Colorized.
But it is colorized. Yes. It's they put in they went in and they did their thing. You know, so you see there's different versions of it now. You can see it in black and white. You can see it in Technicolor as well, or in black and white. So you know, it's not like that anymore. You see what I'm saying? So anyway. Moving on to the next story. What else is going on in the world? Real quick, we're going to take a break after this one. What else is going on?
Well, let's see. We've got the 3 men have been charged in Ahmaud Arbery's death. They've been charged with felony murder and malicious, malicious. Yes, malice and felony murder. So they've charged Travis McMichael, Greg McMichael, and William Roddy Bryan Jr. on charges of malice and felony murder.
Excellent.
So they say this is another positive step, another great step for finding justice for Ahmaud, for finding justice for his family and the community beyond.
Yes.
That was Prosecutor Joyette Holmes on the case. His family has also expressed relief and are hoping that this will bring his killers to justice. Felony murder in Georgia is an automatic life sentence. You do get the possibility of parole, but felony murder is murder where in the process of committing a felony. I think we talked about it a couple of weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
And it's murder that's committed in the process of committing a felony, and intent is not important in that instance. So you don't have to have the intent to murder.
Yeah, I mean, long story short, I am definitely happy about this news. I hope that they throw him under the prison. That's what I think. I hope they charge them. Obviously, I hope that they get sentenced to the full extent of the law. I hope that they get exactly what they deserve. That's what I think.
I didn't know that he was hit with the truck too.
He was hit with the truck? I didn't know that either.
Yeah.
No, I thought that they just I just heard that they cut him off with the truck.
Yeah.
And that's where we
hit
saw
him with the truck beforehand.
Oh, have mercy. I didn't know that. I just thought that I heard that they just kind of cut him off. They drove out, they cut off his path, and then that's when the tussle starts and, gun goes off.
As Travis and Gregory McMichael attempted to head him off, Aubrey turned and ran past the truck of Brian, who recorded the killing, and Brian struck Aubrey with the side of his truck. So the other guy that was filming hit him with his truck.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a...
Yeah, investigators found a swipe from a palm print on the rear door of Brian's truck, cotton fibers near the truck bed that we attribute to contact with Mr. Aubrey, and a dent follows the fibers.
So they really hit him. So that dude hit him. Because, I mean, there's no way you can have cotton fibers on a car just by lightly brushing up against him. So he must have really, rammed into him. Which is insane. That's so insane. That's so insane. Oh my God, that's so insane. You know what I'm saying? Just think about it. Just over them having the thought, the suspicion that he may have stolen some nails or screws or maybe a hammer from that house, from that construction site. You're gonna go and ram your car up against An unarmed man? That's fully insane. That's insane. Holy God.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that piece. That's terrible news, man. Who does that? Hell yeah, man. Throw him under the prison, please. Please. Full extent of the law. Put them there as long as they need to. Felony murder, that means they could be seeing the death penalty. I don't know what the laws are in Georgia, but felony murder, they could see what, life in prison or death penalty, if I'm correct?
I believe felony murder carries at least life in prison, but it does offer the possibility of parole. So the minimum sentence for felony murder is life in prison.
Okay. Well, I truly hope they get everything that they were literally gunning for out there. I hope they get exactly what they deserve. Anyway, we got to go into a quick commercial break. We'll be right back. This is the Pascal Show. Bye.
Hey, take off to me.
Ms. Feinberg, I'd really appreciate it if you would close your legs.
Do you find it distracting?
Power, respect. The festival is crazy in the streets. Deception, the fakers and leaks. Entertainers are trucking for tweakers and losing their self because their lives are unique. All of us under surveillance. We was a feeling they made it. Half of them stumbling around and they faded. They live in the world that's degrading for people that's constantly hated.
But you see how he makes these S's in his body right here? That's where he's hanging on, and then he's moving forward with the locomotion of his ribs. That is classic Missouri rat snake right there. I mean, so I'm gonna go ahead and grab him before he gets into a hole. Now, these snakes are not biters. They won't bite as long as you don't squeeze them. If you just stop them like this, it'll freeze them, and then you just gently pull them back. As long as you don't squeeze them, they won't bite.
Yo, Mike, what's up, man?
Guy? Good to see you, man.
Yeah, so Sugar Fire.
Yeah.
Fully open, right?
Yeah, we're pretty much open. So you can't sit inside yet. Monday you can sit inside a little bit. We'll have 25% of the tables inside, and then we're letting it rip outside.
So I know that there's a lot of people really concerned about staying safe and all of that.
No,
so what are you guys doing in regards to that?
Well, we have extra people to clean and rub everything down all the time. Everybody inside's wearing masks. And we have little stickers on the ground so everyone can stay 6 feet apart.
Right on.
The tables are all spaced out, inside and outside.
Sugar Fire, open in full effect right now. They're staying healthy, they're staying clean. Go get you a rack of ribs. Sugar Fire, open right now.
Thanks.
The Fur and Leather Center, providing the highest of fur and leather goods.
I'm sorry, I can't make this interview boring because this man is too exciting as a host. And I'm truly saying this, and if y'all can't do this, me and this man here is gonna leave and go somewhere else so we can get some love. I want everyone in the building to say, I love Pascal on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Wow.
Hey, welcome back, guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If this is your first time checking out this show, please go hit that like button underneath this feed right now. And of course, go and crush that subscribe button. If you haven't subscribed yet, I'm just letting you know. Be really appreciated. Go hit that subscribe button. Anyway, we got some more things to talk about. There's this thing with Jon Stewart. He was just on Breakfast Club in the morning. He had a full-on, in-depth conversation with the crew there about, and he was talking about his thoughts on how there should have been more diversity while he was still doing his show, The Daily Show, at that time. Tommy Boy's got the story, so speak on it, brother.
Yeah, Jon Stewart, he went on the Breakfast Club yesterday, and he spoke at length about how he felt that he didn't do enough to encourage diversity in the writers' room during his tenure at The Daily Show. He said that they had a policy in place at the time where they would remove the names of people from their writing packets. So to get on a show like that, to be a writer on a show like that, when you apply, you send them a writing packet. So they would delete the name of the applicant from the writing packet. Just, so you wouldn't look at it and be like, oh, this is, Jerome whatever, and be like, oh, he's black, we'll hire him. Or, this is Steve Whiteman, he's a white guy, it was basically so they could be colorblind in their hiring process. But Jon Stewart is saying that was not an adequate way to run a writer's room. He said, we still just kept hiring white dudes from a certain background. What we realized is the river that we were getting the material from, the tributary, was also polluted by the same inertia. And you had to say to them, send me women, send me black people. And all of a sudden, women got funny. It just kind of happened. But they'd been funny all along. We just hadn't actively done enough to mine that. So yeah, he's saying that they didn't do anywhere near enough to have diversity in the writers' room. In fact, I think towards the end there, Wyatt Cenac, who was also a correspondent, was, I believe, their only black writer on the show, or if not the only one of the only one. But Wyatt Cenac and Jon Stewart, they kind of came to loggerheads towards the end after Jon Stewart did a voice impersonation of Herman Cain, and Wyatt Cenac confronted Jon Stewart about that in front of the writers' room, and kind of said, I don't think that was appropriate. And I think, as the story goes, Wyatt Cenac was a little more angry than that.
Right.
But Jon Stewart basically said, I feel bad. He talked a little bit about Wyatt Cenac, and he said, I felt bad that we kind of put him in the position where he had to kind of be our black guy in the room, where it's like whenever you needed the black perspective, that always fell on Wyatt Cenac. That was an incredible amount of burden that we put on that guy.
Yeah. That's funny. It's like, oh, talking about such and such. Wyatt, what do you think?
Yeah.
And it's like, man, I'm sure I can only imagine, but I mean, that's what happens though. If you really think about it, in the workplace, that happens a lot. Just tapping on that one piece that John said, because Jon Stewart said a lot in what you just did. Just what you just said was a lot in just that little bit that you just said. You know what I'm saying? He said a lot in there. But I can only imagine, that's what it feels like to be the only black person in a workplace. A lot of times it'll be, he's black. What's your perspective, Wyatt? And it's like the whole room turns to look at him like he has the responsibility to speak on behalf of an entire race, and that really sucks. That could be really, really tough. The other thing that I found interesting with what John was saying, one, I appreciated him saying what he was saying. He was very candid. He was very real about it. I love Jon Stewart. I mean, who doesn't love Jon Stewart for the most part? I mean, you know what I'm saying. I'm sure there's plenty of people that hate Jon Stewart, but I like him a lot. And what he said was very, very real and very, very honest, and I appreciate his honesty. But at the same time, it's like, how are you going to... That was weird. How are you going to... The question is like, how are you going to be able to do what you need to do, hiring the right kind of people, without it being, we need diversity in this room? Whether it's a woman or black or Asian or Latina, you know what I mean? Like, how are you going to hire without actually having that in your mind? An unfortunate, weird thought of affirmative action in a way. It's like, we must have at least one or two black writers in the room. We need a gay, we need a member of the LGBTQ community in the room. We need, you see what I'm saying? You're mentally going out there to find said people for the writer's room. You see what I'm saying? So you are mentally going out there looking for diversity instead of just hiring them because of their writing ability. Does that make sense? What I'm saying here?
Yeah,
does that make
it
sense?
does.
So how do you do that? You know what I'm saying? Without it turning into a thing, without it turning into, oh yeah, we must have a black writer. We must have somebody who is part of the LGBTQ. We must have this person who is part of the Latin community. You see what I'm saying? It's just it's a lot. So that's the one thing I thought in my head, or that's one of the things that came across when when you were reading that Jon Stewart quote. It's like, how are you now? You're just mentally looking for those things instead of just looking for talent.
Right. Well, I think also if you're trying to build a show that talks about the day's issues, it would be wise to have people from many different walks of life in that writer's room, provided that they're funny. But there are no shortage of funny gay people, funny black people, funny women, funny white people, funny disabled people.
Yeah.
There's no shortage of funny people out there. I mean, I think Seth Meyers' head writer is Amber Ruffin, who's, I believe, the first late night head writer who's black. So, I mean, there's no shortage of extremely funny people out there from all walks of life. And if you're going to be doing a show that covers the day's issues, I would say diversity in the writer's room would be an asset.
Absolutely. And I totally agree with that. I totally agree with that. But then it's like, I guess for me, it's like, how do you properly cast a room of characters, multiple colors, colors of the rainbow and all that, walks of life. How do you do that without it actually coming off, like without you actually mentally, physically looking for a specific black writer, looking for a specific homosexual writer, a disabled writer, whatever it might be, you're mentally looking for those things. So in other words, like say Tom, for example, Tom, you're a funny guy, you're a good writer. Say Daily Show's looking for some writers, but they're not. You put out your stuff, and they're like, sorry, you're really good, but we're looking for somebody who's black. You see what I'm saying? It's weird. It's weird. Yeah. It's like, wait a second. I'm good at what I'm doing. I'm good at writing and all that. Like, so I gotta wait for that slot for that one white guy to leave so I can get that shot. Do you see what I'm saying? Or it's like, oh, Pascal, yeah, funny. You're funny. Your writing's really great, but we're looking for an Asian writer. We're actually looking for an Asian lesbian writer. You know what I mean? It's like, damn, how do I get in then? How do I get the job? I fill another quota, like straight black male. I filled that one, but now I got to be, you see what I'm saying? Now I got to be not a non-binary, half Asian, half black writer. See what I'm saying? So it's like you see what I'm saying? As far as like, how do you find that? How do you do that without it coming across some type of way?
Right. I mean, I think that the right to work and affirmative action, and those are the things that provide for individuals that typically wouldn't be offered those positions, the opportunity to get those positions and fill those positions. But it also limits, your pool that you get to choose from in some instances. So it does have that double-edged sword. The new Daily Show, I can't think of, I'm blanking on his name. Trevor Noah. Mm-hmm. So he just said too, he's like, it's not that we don't want people to not hire black people. We just don't want people to not hire people because they're black. And it's having that understanding that when you're looking at a pool of people that, should race come into play if you're looking for pure talent? Should somebody be given a job because of their race?
Yeah.
If somebody else is more suitable for the position? But I think that's, conversation that's been going on for a while. And I don't know if there's an easy way to decide that.
Yeah. And it's a perfect situation. Sorry, Tom, but it's a perfect situation with Trevor Noah, though, if you really think about it. I mean, he's a biracial South African. He's not even American. So he's a very, he's a perfect person to be on that show. You see what I'm saying? So, of course, I would hope that the writer's room is just as diverse as the cast of characters that are on the show, all the co-hosts and all that as well. I would hope that the cast also reflects in the writer's room as well, because it is very diverse, his cast.
Right.
Yeah.
I think on the Jon Stewart's Daily Show, did they refer to Wyatt Cenac as the black correspondent?
That doesn't sound incorrect.
Yeah. Now over to our black correspondent.
Right.
Like I'm recalling that. And I don't know if that was just one of those things to being so obvious about it to make it seem funny.
Yeah.
But I don't know. There's definitely racism in comedy.
Yeah.
Sure.
What's funny is I didn't know that Wyatt Cenac and Jon Stewart were like butt heads. I didn't know that part. That's what. I found interesting.
It was really bad.
sure.
I heard a long form interview with Wyatt Cenac. I think it was on WTF, the Mark Maron podcast, and he was really busted up about it. Like, he had kind of looked to Jon Stewart as a mentor, almost like a father figure to him, and was, I think, really crestfallen when Stewart kind of went off on him after he went off on him about Herman Cain. Like, Wyatt said he went out, left the building and went out and like cried and stuff. Like,
oh, wow.
Yeah. And like when Stewart had his farewell episode, like, it was a big question, is Wyatt Cenac going to be there? And I think they even joked about it, where it was like Wyatt Cenac was outside the building during his last bit. I mean, I think they even, kind of had a wink and a nod to their, butting heads towards the end there, even in the final episode. So, yeah, I think Wyatt Cenac was, it was a lot of pressure on him to be, the voice of Black America in that writer's room. And
it's a lot of pressure. It's a lot of pressure, and that's one of those things. It's like, all right, we got our token black guy. So token black guy, everything. You got your finger on the pulse of Black America. So everything you say is basically scripture. So we're going to turn to you on everything, because obviously your opinion reflects on every other black person's opinion. So enjoy having that responsibility, and enjoy having that weight on your shoulders. No pressure. See you guys in a little bit. You know what I mean? And it's like, well, this is what's going on. Oh, we got Wyatt, and this has to do with black people. Wyatt, what do you think? And it's like, damn, really? There ain't, and he's looking around like there ain't no other black people. Damn, it's just me. Damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, this is Stewart basically said, I did this bit about Herman Cain where I adopted Herman Cain's accent. He says, to me, it was just his accent. But to Wyatt Cenac, it was a racist bit. He called me out in a meeting with everybody around, and I got defensive and I got mad. And it took me a long time to realize that the real issue was that we hired a person who was black, and that because then they felt like they were carrying the weight of representation. So they suddenly feel like I've got to be the speaker for the race, and that puts a pressure on them. When he said, we think we're doing the right thing, but we're not doing it the right way. Those were hard lessons for me, and they were humbling lessons, and I was defensive about it then and still didn't do it all right.
It's interesting, because I feel like that's what something like Jimmy Kimmel is probably feeling right now too, or has been feeling for a long time. Because for a fact, sorry to do that left turn here though, because just the connection between the two things is very, very interesting. Where people will sit there and go, oh, it was me impersonating a character. It's a character. I was impersonating Oprah. I was impersonating Karl Malone. What are you talking about? That wasn't racist. That wasn't mean.
It was comedy.
It was comedy. And then all of a sudden after that, it's just like, wait a second. oh, damn. Maybe what I did was kind of offensive. Same thing with Jon Stewart.
I see what I did there.
Oh, like, oh, damn. Damn. Oh, damn. They're coming after me now. And it's like, oh, hello. Why do you think? Because you suddenly thought this was okay. Same thing with Jon Stewart. At first, his ego got in the way. His own personal opinions got in the way. It's kind of like, I'm not doing anything offensive. What the hell are you talking about? Wyatt, get out my face, man. Damn. I'm not doing anything offensive. And then it's like, oh, 3 million years later. Then it's like, oh, damn. No, that wasn't cool. Actually, that wasn't cool. My bad, man. I mean, thank God he didn't do it in blackface. Woo! There'd be another conversation.
Yeah, that would have been bad.
I'd be like, no, John, no! You were the chosen one! You know what I mean? And I don't want that. But at the same time, see, this is the thing that really bothers me with a lot of these comedian actors that are even right now doing getting a lot of backlash for the blackface situation. When Jimmy Kimmel went out and apologized, sent out his apology. Yeah, it was an apology, but he still was like, I'm playing characters. I was just playing characters. And and it's like, damn, man, well, with your weak ass watered down apology, I wish you would have taken some time to just sit back and actually see what you were doing. But I feel like see what I'm saying? I feel like now it's like they start to self-evaluate, they start to audit themselves in a way. And they go, oh, well, you know what? Yeah, what I did was wrong. That wasn't cool. But instead of me saying, yeah, you know what? You're right. That wasn't cool. They go, no, I was impersonating a character. I was impersonating a person in blackface, jogging on top of a Mexican maid, where your imitation was terrible. Didn't even sound like Oprah. So anyway, sorry for that little bit of a, left turn, but it's just funny that Wyatt came up to him, even went up to him and said, yo, man, that ain't cool, man. I'm not cool with that. I'm not cool with that. That's a little racist, and he got offensive, or he got defensive. He took offense to it. And now he's going, oh, well, actually thinking about it now, after some time, I realized that wasn't cool. It's just interesting how things turn, Yeah.
And I think one of the things, just kind of reading between the lines in Jon Stewart's thing, I think, and I've heard interviews with both Wyatt and Jon Stewart about this topic other times, but I think one of the things that set Jon Stewart off, not that it makes it right at all, but that it was in front of his staff that Wyatt was basically saying, you're being racist, and basically called him that in front of his staff. And, I think that sent Jon Stewart back on his heels a bit. And he, as he said, he got defensive and mad about it. I think he was really mad that, it was in front of the writer's room that, the only black guy there is calling him racist. So, I think for a lot of people, when you're called racist, the first, your first response is to get defensive and mad for a lot of people.
Yeah. And what's funny is, I appreciate what you said, Tom. And that's a very good point. What's funny is that, I'm reading some people's comments and everything. And, because, Enemy Nation just said these people hire black people for their consent, not because they're funny. That's what happens when people get hired because of color instead of merit. And I couldn't agree more. Could
be both.
Yes, it can be. But here it is, though. Okay, I'm about to say something. I'm not going to say any person's names or companies or anything of that sort. but I'm going to say something because this is actually happening to me right now as we speak. So since everything that's been going on, Black Lives Matter, since the pandemonium that's been going on in the streets, since all this stuff that's been going on, obviously we have been cranking up the airwaves and getting our voices, mine, Jack, and Tom's voices out there, talking about all that stuff that's been going on. Of course, you realize that there's a lot of people out there, like Jon Stewart, perfect example, sitting there going, I wish there were more. I wish we brought in more writers of color, writers with different backgrounds, just had more diversity in the writer's room at least. So the funny thing is that is happening right now. This is happening right now, where a lot of companies are now opening their eyes and going, oh, wait, we don't have enough diversity. We need to hire a black person. I have been called several times from several different places trying to hire me because I'm black. Yes, I said it. I'm saying it right now. Not because of talent. I mean, yeah, sure, there's talent in there. Of course, I am Pascal. And they are doing that. Of course, they're not going to just hire just any black guy off the street. But I'm just getting hired, or they're wanting to hire me because they say, and I'm telling you, quote unquote, they want to bring more diversity into their workplace. Oh, so you're looking for a token black guy. You're looking for a token black person. Because you want to show that, oh, we got some color in the room. See, it's right there. That one black guy in the corner. See him? He's so grateful for having this job, though. Because no other place would give him an opportunity. This is the real stuff that goes on. I have gotten more phone calls and more emails since the Black Lives Matter movement's been going on, since the cancel culture has been just going through the roof, since they took out Gone with the Wind and talked about putting something in front of it before they put it back on HBO Max. All this stuff that's been going on. Kristen Bell stepping down from voicing a biracial character. All this stuff that's been going on. I've been getting emails and phone calls basically saying, hey, man, hey, what's up, man? We want you to come over to our production company and be a part of this thing because you're black. Because we need some color. You ain't had color before. But now you want to call me in because of the BLM. Just saying, this is real.
Where are you going to work?
This is real. I start next Monday. No. Hail to the no. I'm not cool with that. I'm not going to be something that you can check off a box. Oh, we got diversity. There it is. We got that one black guy. Hail to the no. But that's real. And you're seeing it more and more out in the workplace. I've been asked to be in some other things, some other projects as well, where they had no thoughts of putting any diversity in their stuff. And then suddenly they're like, oh, we need to bring diversity. Oh, my Lord. Oh, we need diversity. We need a black guy. We need at least a black guy. Let me call Pascal. And then they say, literally they will say, we are looking to diversify, bring some more culture, or just straight up, they're like, well, we want to bring some more black people into the show or into the office. So what Enemy Nation said is not fake. And it's like, oh, let's put him in the corner. It's fine. They're here to fill that quota. Let's put him in the corner. It'll be fine. You see more and more companies, production companies. This is talking about the entertainment side real quick. They're looking for more black content, more than ever now, because now they suddenly care. You see what I'm saying?
I do.
It's crazy.
That's depressing.
It's very depressing.
My question is, how would you like to see companies become more inclusive? What would make you feel like, okay, this isn't just me being used as a token. This is a good faith gesture to try and have a more diverse either company or show or whatever. What would you like to see?
You know, I would love to see them hiring more than just one person. Maybe, I mean, because there's no right answer to this. There's no right answer to this situation at all. Because here it is. Even if, like what we were just talking about with Jon Stewart, even if they go, hey, we need more diversity in the room. We only have one black guy in the writer's room. We need more diversity. No matter what, they are literally mentally looking for, they are deliberately looking for diversity. So no matter what, that's gonna be what it is. I mean, that's life. That's just part of it, right? I think that it would be a lot better if they weren't doing it right now.
Yeah.
Like right now. See, that's why I'm saying, like earlier, why now? Like, why now? Why? Why suddenly you want to do this stuff now? Now, there's a lot of people out here, like I just read somebody, Brian commented, thank you, Brian, said, I'm not going to lie, I would take the job. Now, here's the thing. That's your prerogative. That's everybody's prerogative. If like right now, if I, like the phone calls that I've gotten recently, if you wanted to take the job, man, take the job. I'm not mad at nobody. You know what I'm saying? Do you, boo-boo? Do you make that monies? You know what I'm saying? Secure the bags all day long. But at the same time, remember, you are just going to be a part of a trend. You are just going to be a token. So to answer that question, Tom, I don't know if right now is the time to be like in the scramble. Why try to fake the funk? If you got a full-on white crew and team and you have no diversity whatsoever, it is what it is, baby. Hiring me or any other black creator or any black person right now is not going to save you from anything. You are still faking the funk. You're just going to put the black guy or the black person in the court, Asian person, whoever it is, any diversity, any person of color, of other ethnicity, you're still going to put them in the corner. It's still going to be like, oh, I just see one guy, boop, like, because every black person has black dar, okay? Black radar, black dar. You walk into a room, you look for every black person in the room. And it might go, nothing. And a lot of that happens a lot of times in the workplace, right? But then if you walk in and you just see that one Asian guy in the corner, it's like, now? Hey, what's up, man? It's good. All right. Why are you here? Oh, yeah, I just got the job. Congrats. Right now is not the time to start calling people and start scrounging around. If you got a full white crew, a full white clientele, not clientele, a full employee list that's all white people, then it is what it is. I wouldn't be doing it right now because it looks really, really bad, in my personal opinion.
I can definitely see that. Yep.
Now, but at the same time, it's up to you guys. It's up to every single person. Like right now, yeah, this is ample time for any person of color to be getting a job or getting a step ahead in the game. Absolutely. Because now people are starting to care. But when you start getting phone calls after phone calls or emails after emails of them saying, oh, what's up? You know what I mean? It's like,
yeah. It's like, yeah, why now?
Why now? Are you really hitting me up because I have talent? Or are you just hitting me up because it's convenient and you're trying to, I'm going to be the person that saves your ass so that you don't get in trouble for looking like you don't give a damn about diversity in the workplace? So I don't have a full answer for that. I wish I had an answer for you, Tom. I really wish I do. I really wish I did. I mean, I feel like in a way it's like when you start a company, maybe you make sure that there's diversity in that company when you start it. Just an idea, just a thought. You see what I'm saying? When you start something, when you start the foundation of something, maybe you open it up. Maybe you open it up for more ethnicities, more cultures coming into your place, rather than it just being a whole bunch of white people, or a whole bunch of black people. Because it could be on the other side too. We could throw it on the other side of the fence too. There's a lot of black companies out there that are only black owned black employees, all that. And there's nothing wrong with it, just like there's nothing wrong with an all-white company too. But if you're going to start something, then I would say, hey, add the diversity right off the bat. I mean, that's what I would do. I want to have different perspectives, you know? So I don't know. It's frustrating. It's frustrating, especially now, you know? And this is what happened even before, you know? When I had I know what Wyatt felt or what Wyatt feels, because you'll be I had that regular 9-to-5er, and stuff was going down with Michael Brown Jr. at that time. And you'd be in a room and they're talking about certain things, and or you get hired to shoot very specific things because you're the token black guy in the room. Like, oh, we need you to write this thing for the Michael Brown Jr. such and such. You know, there's a Black Lives Matter thing going on. We want you to write something for it. Here you go. And it's like, oh, wait. Oh, I got to write this. Oh. Okay. I get it, because I'm the only black guy in the room. Stuff sucks. That stuff sucks, man. So, like I said, there's other people that are out there. Like, get your money. Do you, boo-boo? If that's an opportunity, and it's an opportunity that you've never had, that's never been presented in front of you, get it. But just remember, you're part of a trend, and you're a token. So make sure that you make your presence known, so that when the fad is over, they're not going, thanks, man, we don't need you anymore. You know, don't let them just put baby in the corner. You feel me?
And don't forget to ask about that sign-on bonus.
Facts. Facts. But yeah, I mean, you know, one day, this whole world will be more even Steven. I would hope, you know, but right now, unfortunately, I mean, even in the city that we live in right now, it's still very, very segregated. It's still very, very just one-sided. I mean, shoot, man, there are companies that had no diversity whatsoever, and then suddenly, like I said, it just drives me nuts, man. Like, there's things I want to say so bad. There's so much I want to say, but I can't say it all, because it's like suddenly you care about diversity when you didn't care about it at all. Your brand was pushing one thing and one thing only, looking like a J. Crew freaking ad, with meaning not the J. Crew ads that they have now, you know, where they have black people in khakis. No, I'm talking about that old school stuff, you know?
White people in khakis.
White people, exactly, white people in khakis. No diversity at all whatsoever. And then suddenly they're like, oh, we care about Black Lives Matter, and we got to bring in as many people of color that we can, and now we need that diversity. I hate it. I hate it, man. It's frustrating. Anyway.
I can't imagine. I cannot imagine.
Sorry, guys.
I imagine there's one white guy that works at FUBU. Yeah. Like, we need you on the team.
That's the only reason why that company tanked is because of that one white guy. You know what I'm saying? Blame it on that one white guy. You know what I mean? Sean John, same thing. White guy did it. You know what I'm saying? I'm just kidding. I'm totally kidding. Oh, I'm done. Wow. Anyway, so is this something that's real? It is really out there. But I do appreciate Jon Stewart saying what he said. They need to do those kind of things. But, you know, as you see now, Daily Show is completely different. It's extremely diverse. There's all types of people on that show. That's the one thing that's why I rock with the Daily Show more than I rock with these late night shows personally, is because there's so much diversity on that show. And, well, Trevor Noah's, I think he's just the bomb. Thebomb.com, I guess, as some people would never say, hopefully, but thebomb.com. But the show is very diverse. There's a lot of things on there. I don't think it's that funny, but I do enjoy the diversity of it and how they deep dive into things. I think it's very well written. But one thing that I do like about that show more than anything, out of any other late night shows that are out there right now, is the diversity. There is no diversity on Jimmy Kimmel's show. There is no diversity on Fallon's show. There is no diversity. And I'm going to go into it here in a second. There's no diversity in Colbert's show either. But here it is. The only diversity that they have is their bands. That's it. That's it. I mean, yeah, Jimmy Fallon does bring in like a Kanye West or somebody of that sort, but so their bands are he leans on a band that plays the music for him. There is no other people in the show that are of color. Like cast. Say again, what?
Same as Ellen with his name Twitch.
Boom, Twitch. Yeah, he's just there for the dance, boy. It's like, oh my God. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they're all white. They have white cast. And don't get me wrong, Twitch can dance his ass off. The Roots are amazing. The musician, the band leader for Colbert's show is a very talented artist as well. Not knocking them, but it's like, that's the only diversity you got? They'll just throw it to the black guy in front of the piano. You're so funny, Colbert. Moving on. Like, what the hell?
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
It's such a played out trope too. I mean, to the best of my knowledge, it started with Jay Leno and either Branford Marsalis or Kevin Eubanks, and it's just such a cliche thing. It's like, hey, here's our white host and our black band leader that laughs at everything he has to say.
Thank you.
It's awful.
See what I'm saying? And one thing, yes, Enemy Nation is exactly right. Yes, they are leftists for sure. You know what I mean? They are part of the woke culture, ultra woke. But you look at their stuff and you're like, where's the diversity in their cast? There is no diversity at all. They just have the dude, play it again, Sam. Thanks. Casablanca, just so you know. But anyway, he was black. Sam on the piano.
Yes.
Just so you guys know. I know you guys know. I'm just letting them know. But anyway, you see what I'm saying? It's just like, hey, we put this white guy on this pedestal, and we'll just put the black guys down here, and they're just playing the music, smiling. Ha ha. Yeah. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's BS. It's trash. I hate that. That. And I see it every day. I see that stuff all the time, every night. And I'm like, man, why can't it be us up there, man? Why can't it be us doing that stuff, man? We could do the same stuff. But we only have Trevor Noah. That's it.
It's insane that it's only Trevor Noah.
Trevor Noah only.
It's crazy.
So crazy, right?
There's so many late night talk shows, and there's only one black host.
One black host who is actually biracial as well.
Right. And
not saying that it's a bad thing.
Immigrant. I mean,
and an immigrant. You're absolutely right. So what I'm saying is like, what the heck, man? This is the world we live in. Oh, yeah. I forgot. Brian just did say this too. Shout out to Brian. Thank you so much for commenting. Mega Man, what's up, man? He even said he's got a point. Lily Singh has a show.
That's new.
It's so bad. It's so bad. It's so bad.
And it's also on at 1 a.m.
Exactly.
I mean, is that even a show at that point?
Exactly.
I mean, nobody's watching that. Nobody's awake at that time except like smack addicts and freaking
exactly.
Like, nobody's up.
What
at
did
that
she
time.
say? What did she say? Oh, she's funny. 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 No, she's not. It's really not funny. The show is terrible. It's the worst piece of trash I've ever seen. And the entire thing is her talking about how she is a bisexual female of color. That's all she does. The entire show is talk about that. It's terrible. So yeah, you could throw her in the mix, but it's not a good show at all. You see what I'm saying? And then James Corden, don't get me wrong, James Corden, talented dude, but anybody could do James Corden's job. No offense. But the same thing. You got a black musician who's up there. He's very funny, very talented guy too. Very talented dude. But it's the same thing. It's this white host and then black band. I would love to see black host, white band. I would kill to see that. Oh my God, I would kill to see that, man. That would make my
you
day.
guys come in on cue? Jesus.
Yeah. So good.
Oh man.
You see what I'm saying? He would actually, like, you know what I mean, be on beat. The band would be like, what is he doing? This is weird. This is weird. He's on beat. Oh my God. But yeah. You know what I'm saying? I would kill for that kind of stuff. But that is not the world that we live in, unfortunately. Oh, wait. Maybe we could be in that world that we live in now. You know what I'm saying? But that's the thing. We had Arnold Schwarzenegger. We had Arsenio Hall for a good minute.
Yeah.
Now here's the thing. Let's talk about this. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad we're having this conversation. Ooh-wee. Okay. Arsenio Hall was dope. Incredible. Fantastic host. Didn't have a band from what I remember. I don't think he had a band. I used to love that show. All right? I mean, I just do hoo till my arm fell off. You know what I'm saying? I used to love Arsenio, and also because he would bring in talent that you wouldn't see on Jay Leno's show, David Letterman's show. Even though, like, I thought David Letterman was the GOAT. But moving on, the thing with Arsenio Hall, the issue that he was constantly having was if he had more than just three people on the show, 3 guests on the show through that week that were black, then people would say the show's too black. If he had any white people on the show, then people say his show is too white. And there's many interviews where he's talked about this, and he's at length, candidly, where he said this was the constant issue I had. If I brought in anybody that was of color or not of color, then suddenly the other side would say that it's too much of one side. And he's like, I was just trying to balance things out, but I also wanted to have a platform for my black brothers and sisters, for the black artists that don't get interviewed on the late night shows, the other late night shows. You know what I mean? Even so, you're not seeing until now, like Jimmy Fallon's different now. You know, he's a little bit more trying to expand and bring in actual talent, and Colbert is the same way. But the thing is they weren't bringing out Prince to sit down and talk. Arsenio was. He wasn't bringing in. They weren't bringing in Spike Lee to do an interview. Arsenio was. You see what I'm saying? Or he was able to talk about race issues on his show. Those other late night shows were not doing that. You know, he'd bring in Al Sharpton. Shoot, even the very controversial Louis Farrakhan, bringing him on, which apparently destroyed his show. But he was able to bring these people onto his show. Shoot, even Vanilla Ice. And he went in on him, exposed him for the lies that he had, saying that he got shot and all that, saying he was just I'm so hood, when he really wasn't. But the thing is like, we don't have that anymore. No. Because we automatically think that we have Colbert, Kimmel, Fallon, where now 2/3 of that trio has done blackface, yet they're the ones that are woke as hell. They're the ones that are woke as hell. We don't have that.
Disappointing.
It's very disappointing. And then you have the Daily Show. But the thing is that not a lot of his interviews are very, it's a political show. He's a political pundit. Yeah, he's funny. He's a comedian, but a lot of his stuff is very politically heavy. So a lot of the people that come onto his show very much are on the political side. Not throwing any shade on that. But at the same time, it's like, you're not seeing very much people who are coming onto the show that are just actors and he does have actors, but it's like I said, it's very sprinkled in, and he has a very diverse show, but it's not in the late night realm of late night. You see what I'm saying? Yes, mm-hmm. It is technically a late night show because it's on late night, but it's not a late night show in the format that we're used to, right? So we don't have anybody. Wayne Brady tried to do it for a minute there. Talented dude, man. Man, that guy's talented. That lasted what? Maybe a season or two, and that was it.
Yeah.
But like I said, it's just terrible. And there's a line of all these white guys. You got Conan O'Brien as well. You got all these, like, let's not forget all these other guys. You got a slew of them. And then where's the black guy or the black woman? Where is it?
Yeah, that's the other thing. I mean, we're talking about how there are no black people. There are no women either. There's Samantha Bee, and that's it. And Lily
Aisha Tyler, she took over. Whose line is it? Is it anyway?
That's not a late night show.
That's not a late night show, but somebody that's in a host position.
Yeah.
But it's not a late night, that's for sure.
There should be more hosts. I mean, I think, with Seth Meyers, he definitely has a diverse writing cast, but again, he's a white host. And I appreciate the fact that as a white host, he's like, okay, I realize where my shortcomings and blind spots are, so I'm going to hire a black head writer who's also a woman, who's also hysterically funny. If you're not following Amber Ruffin on Twitter, you're doing yourself disservice. She's hysterical. And she has a very unique perspective on things. But again, it's a white host. It all gets filtered through a white host. But if you have to have black people in positions of power on these shows so that when they get the writing packet, maybe they'll see something in it that a white host may not see. Or, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like I said, I would, and I know who Amber Ruffin is. I just didn't. I had to Google her name because I didn't know her name. I know her face because of Seth Meyers' show. But the thing is that you only see her when it's black related issues most of the time. I mean, nowadays, obviously, because of what's going on now, but a lot of times she'll be on there and it's like, because they have a bit on there. It's like, is this racist or something like that? And she'll be on for that part.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, you know what I'm saying? It's only
when she's on quite a bit.
Yeah. No, I mean,
she does
sure.
talk about race quite a bit, but that's kind of what's going on right now.
Right. No, that's what I was saying. Of course, it's during the what's going on now. But like I said, a lot of times you don't see them on unless it's a female centric issue or a race related issue, on that show, on that particular show. But who watches Seth Meyers? No offense.
I do.
Oh, okay. Right on. Right on. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that at all. Nothing. But like I said, there's just so much. There's just so much lack of diversity on the late night circuit. Yes, there's daytime shows all day, every day. You know, I just saw Enemy Nation just pulled up The View, and there's The Talk or Real Talk. I don't even know the Real, The Talk, the Real Talk, the Real Talk View or the Real View Talk. I don't know. Same things, but they're just a panel of women. Yes, they are. It is diverse as all get out, which is great. But that's during the day. You know what I'm saying? When you're going home and you're winding down and you're watching your shows, you're usually watching Kimmel or Fallon. Who else is there? Oh, Corden, Myers. But that's about it. So I would love to see something where we have a little bit more diversity in the late night realm. Yes, we have Lily Singh, or there is Lily Singh, but her show needs a lot of work. Her show's terrible. Her show's terrible. It's really terrible, man.
There used to be the Monique show. I just saw that. I don't know. And that was on BET late night.
Oh, Monique?
But,
oh,
yeah, but
no.
it only went through 2011. It was on for 2 years.
Yeah, Monique. No. She's blacklisted for a very good reason. She's fallen off. She's lost her damn mind. She's lost her damn mind. Real talk. Whew. So no. There's a girl, Robin Thede, who's really, really talented. She had a show for a minute, like 2 seconds on BET, and it was basically kind of in the same realm as The Daily Show, except yeah, it was kind of like The Daily Show, but kind of not at the same time, because it wasn't like she was sitting behind a desk or anything, but she was still putting out her whole monologue, saying what she needed to say. But there was no interviews, from my understanding. Like it was more like a Last Week. John Oliver type thing, where it was just one full-on monologue of her just talking about that one thing. You know what I'm saying? Or Hassan Minaj's show. I'm forgetting the name of it. It's on Netflix. It's great. It's a great show.
Patriot Act.
The Patriot Act. Great show, but she would like do a deep dive into that one thing and throw in some comedy, obviously, but it was more about information, edutainment, if you will. But yeah, like
Larry
I said,
Wilmore.
this is very well.
Larry
Wilmore. Yeah.
I like that show. You got me thinking about that when you brought up Robin Thede, because she was a regular on that. But I mean, that was a great show.
Yeah,
but
that disappeared.
And then they replaced that with David Spade.
They did replace that with David Spade. Oh my God! And it was kind of like, David Spade, why?
Yeah, I know.
Don't get me wrong. Like, loved you and Tommy Boy. Oh my God. Tommy Boy, classic. That's about it. It's really bad. That show's not that great. That panel thing that he does, it's not that good. And then
it's kind of weird.
Yeah, like Larry Wilmore had something there, and then now it just doesn't exist.
I will say he was amazing in Joe Dirt.
Terrible. Anyway, moving on, because obviously we could talk about that till we're blue in the face. And yes, long story short, they need to bring some diversity back into the show, back into the late night realm. Period. There can't only just be Trevor Noah.
Yeah.
And Lily
I am
Singh.
seeing here because I just Googled Larry Wilmore. He was his byline in Wikipedia says Wilmore served as the senior black correspondent on The Daily Show. So yes, that was a title they had. I mean, granted, they were kind of making fun of the lack of diversity in other newsrooms, but apparently they should have looked inward on that as well.
Facts. N-word or inward?
Inward.
Whoa.
I'm just kidding. I'm joking. I kid. Anyway, so moving on, we got a little bit of a game, right? We got a game we can play really quick, and then we got to wrap it up. We went a little bit longer than I expected, but that's a beautiful thing. It's all good. Great conversation today. So what is the game?
Okay, so I'm going to just put up some images of U.S. currency and coins, and I want you to tell me the person that is on them.
Oh, okay. So a little pop quiz hot shot, huh? Hold
Doing
on.
5 seconds here. I'll try and remember that.
hot shot.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
And
some are easy and some are going to be, I don't know if you guys will get them. But
and
we'll see.
everybody who's watching, please comment down below. Let's be a part of it. Come on, let's go.
Here comes the first.
The Pascal Show.
Hey, hold on. It's loading, maybe?
Wow.
So,
There we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Abraham Lincoln.
Abraham Lincoln.
Correct. Okay. Yeah, some of these are going to be kind of blown out, so that's the hard part.
Oh, my dear God. 5,
you see that?
4, 3, 2, 1. Keebler Elf.
No. Sorry, I know it's hard to see. He was the founder of NYU, Pascal. So, Albert Gallatin.
Ooh. That's what's up.
Yeah.
I've never seen that before in my life.
bill.
Yeah, I've never seen that $500 bill. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Is that Jefferson?
Nope.
Jackson.
Oh, shoot.
Alexander Hamilton.
Hamilton. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yep.
What? Okay, that's new. Okay.
That's Jefferson. Sorry.
That's
the 5 seconds.
well, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Who?
Thomas Jefferson.
No, Andrew Jackson.
Jesus. Oh, man.
That's
you
Jackson.
can tell.
Wow, I'm an idiot.
All right, come on, you can get this one.
Probably not.
Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2,
It's all about
1. Benjamin Franklin, baby.
There we go. I don't know if you'll get,
Sorry, I'm
get
trying
this
to get
one.
this thing on here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Quaker Oats? I don't know.
Nope.
Cannon?
DeWitt Clinton.
Oh, all right.
It's another one of those bills that's out of circulation there. Okay. How about this
There we
one?
go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Why does that look like Anthony Hopkins from freaking Silence of the Lambs?
Is that like a defaced, like,
JFK?
Eisenhower, maybe?
It is Eisenhower.
That's
Yep.
Eisenhower. I was going to be like, that's a messed up JFK.
Yeah, is that Eisenhower wearing like false eyelashes or something?
Maybe.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This is trash.
It's a dime. Who's on the dime?
Is that Truman?
Nope.
Polk?
Roosevelt.
Roosevelt?
Rosie.
We're finding out I don't know anything about American history.
No
right
kidding.
now, so
No
that's great.
kidding.
Yeah, well, you can't tell from blurry photos who the
Yeah.
this is.
Yeah. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I don't know.
Wilford Brimley?
Nope. It is Grover Cleveland.
Oh, wow.
Great.
Wow. Well, I've never seen a $1,000 bill in my life, so there you go.
Yeah.
Not
let's
something that you
see.
see every day, bruh. Not something you see every day. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Is that Ted Bundy?
Nope.
Is that Jeffrey Dahmer?
Nope.
That's-
John Quincy Adams.
I was going to say
Oh,
Freddy
okay.
Krueger
He's got them chops on
before
him.
he got burned.
I don't know if you guys will get this one. 5, 4, 3, 2,
Thank you.
1.
That is Jeff Bridges.
No, that's wrong.
Santa Claus.
No,
That was a special
that's
Christmas
Joseph
release.
Mansfield.
That's who?
It's Joseph Mansfield.
That's terrible. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pocahontas? I don't know.
Sacagawea.
Sacagawea, yeah.
Yep.
Pocahontas. John Smith.
I knew that one. Okay.
Hey.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. JFK.
Yep.
Kennedy.
And let's do 3 more.
Oh, yeah. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Somebody who drove with the top down a little too dangerously.
Yeah,
I think that's Jim Belushi.
I can't pull that one up all the way. That's William Marcy.
Oh,
William
look at that.
Marcy.
$1,000 bill. That's all right. Last two here.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Wasn't that guy the principal on Saved by the Bell?
Mr. Belding.
Was that Belding? Is that Belding?
Yeah, that's
Did he get?
William McKinley.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
And let me pick out the last one here.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Is that Doc from Back to the Future?
I think you're right. It is.
It did work. It did work. The DeLorean did work. All right.
That's Salmon P. Chase.
Jumping gigawatts.
And hold on, I
Great
want to pull
Scott!
up one other one, but I got to pull the photo up so I can see it. Hold on a second. This is the largest bill that was created. It's a $100,000 bill.
Ooh.
It was never in circulation, and
This is ridiculous.
The last guy was William Marcy. Sorry about that. This one.
Oh, okay.
Can you see it?
No, not yet. We still see Doc.
Same one?
Doc.
Okay, hold on. Hold on.
I suppose you'll tell me Jane Wyman is the Secretary of Labor.
No, I hit the wrong one. Sorry about that. Where is it? Oh, here it is. Okay. And the last one.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Jimmy Stewart.
Is that Woodrow Wilson?
It is Woodrow.
Oh, wow. Good call.
Woodrow Wilson, yep. On a $100,000 bill.
Ed,
And now I'm just waiting for the Donald J. Trump $1 million gold bill.
Yeah, that looks like Ed Harris. If you know who Ed Harris is. Okay.
There we go.
And that is
Thanks
it.
for playing.
Thank you. That was fun. That was a good idea. Jack. Good job.
Different.
Good
Better
job.
than blackface.
Yeah, it's much better than blackface. That one was hurtful. That just hurt. You know what I'm
Happy
saying?
birthday, Pascal.
Yeah. Happy birthday. Here's some blackface.
I was going to play Haiti quiz on his birthday. He said no.
No, I wasn't down for it. I was like, I'll probably fall on my face hard. So, anyway. Yeah. Anyway. That wraps up the show for today. I wanted to say thanks, guys. You know what I mean? Thank you two, for being on the show today. You know what I mean?
Thanks
It's funny because I'm just looking up at both of you guys right now. Here's the story of a lovely not lady, but you know what I mean. Okay, anyway.
Someday.
What is it? Someday.
Someday
Are you trying to say something to us, Tom? Is there something that we don't know?
It might be.
Anyway, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. So thank you so much for being on the show today, of course, as always. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in today and just being a part of our random freaking rant, I guess, today. But we'll be back on tomorrow morning, as we always are, at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. I will not be on tonight. If I do, it might be something very, very late. But be on the lookout, because I am supposed to be doing. I guess I was supposed to have we did do a dinner last night, but it looks like I'm doing my mom's gonna cook dinner. Everybody's gonna be over, that whole thing. So I'm very excited about just going home and getting some good food. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, be on the lookout. If I do one, it's going to be late in the evening if I do. But if not, Please tune in tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. We'll be back at it again, wrapping it up, talking about things, and doing what we do right here on The Pascal Show. Anyway, it's time to get going. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. Have a good rest of your day, guys, and I'll talk to you guys soon. This is The Pascal Show. Bye.
Hey, take off. Ms. Feinberg, I'd really appreciate it if you would close your legs.
Do you find it distracting?
Power, respect. The festival is crazy in the streets. Deception, the fakers and leaks. Entertainers are trucking for tweakers and losing their circles. Their lives are unique. All of us under surveillance. We was a feeling that made it. Half of them stolen the road and they faded. They live in the world that's degraded for people that's constantly tainted.
But you see how he makes these S's in his body right here? That's where he's hanging on, and then he's moving forward with the locomotion of his ribs. That is classic Missouri rat snake right there. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab him before he gets into a hole. Now, these snakes are not biters. They won't bite as long as you don't squeeze them. If you just stop them like this, it'll freeze them, and then you just gently pull them back. As long as you don't squeeze them, they won't bite.
Yo, Mike, what's up, man?
Guy? Good to see you, man.
Yeah, so Sugar Fire.
Yeah.
Fully open, right?
Yeah, we're pretty much open. So you can't sit inside yet. Monday you can sit inside a little bit. We'll have 25% of the tables inside, and then we're letting it rip outside.
So I know that there's a lot of people really concerned about staying safe and all of that.
No,
so what are you guys doing in regards to that?
Well, we have extra people to clean and rub everything down all the time. Everybody inside's wearing masks. And we have little stickers on the ground so everyone can stay 6 feet apart.
Right on.
The tables are all spaced out, inside and outside.
Sugar Fire, open in full effect right now. They're staying healthy, they're staying clean. Go get you a rack of ribs. Sugar Fire, open right now.
Thanks.
The Fur and Leather Center, providing the highest of fur and leather goods.